Yeah,
A feminized man become a masculine man.
I think it's damn near impossible. Um, it's damn near impossible because to be a masculine man, there's certain things which have to be in place to create that masculinity or the understanding of masculinity. So, for example, if that boy doesn't have his father around, okay, to to give him that emotional balance, it can be quite dangerous for that child because he'll probably turn out to be more emotional. Do you see what I'm saying? So family structure has to be in place. A moral foundation has to be in place. All of those things have to be in place. If you don't have those things in place, to later on in life, after so much experience and so much emotional attachment that he has basically attached himself to, for him to almost revert back to proper masculine ways. If it was that easy, we would be seeing it in society. It wouldn't be a problem in society. Men would just revert back, but we're not seeing that. We're just seeing men becoming more and more feminine. We're seeing them become more emotional. We're seeing them becoming more promiscuous. We're seeing them become people with less control. We're seeing them. They're not changing. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not that easy. There are foundations that have to be in place in order for him to become that masculine figure.
I think the majority aren't changing, but the minority is via things like Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit. I think things like that do make people realize their femininity and masculinity and the problem it is in society. I think a lot of the problem with feminine men is that they don't actually realize that how that they've been brainwashed by feminism and the 90s Hollywood culture and the hip hop and everything there, which has been slowly brainwashing them. Media, but you know, there's the internet, the YouTube world, the podcasting world is bringing new issues to light to make men realise. I think they definitely can. This is why male self-improvement is such a big business at the moment, because men can change.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Yeah, I agree, because for the same points you're mentioning, like men have been groomed to be emasculated and feminine, and all it takes is them to see the polar opposite of what that concept is. So for you to be a masculine man, you just need to define what a feminine man is and a masculine man is, and lean towards the masculine man. And there's examples out there, like you mentioned, the Andrew Tates, Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels. They're coming out and they're trying to teach, and men have this inner desire to gravitate to these guys, because they know this feminine, being a man and being a feminine man isn't in their true nature. So they, even though they've been brainwashed, there's still that doubt and there's still that pain they probably feel. Some know why, some don't know why, but those that see people like an example of a masculine man, I think they'll gravitate to these people and then develop themselves.
It's like a self-realization thing.
Yes.
Like that term being red-pilled. It's almost like a light turning on, thinking,
It's real.
God, yes, it's true. I felt this my whole life, but I haven't been able to put my finger on it.
Because they haven't seen the example.
I haven't seen the examples.
Exactly, but they know it's wrong.
If you look at society now with the high divorce rate and the broken homes, and if that affects you personally, you come to a self-realization about it.
The highest form, I'll tell you how it can't be reversed, because otherwise we would have been seeing. I like to look at the results in order to see whether things are changing or not changing. I'll tell you, even with the male improvement thing that's going on right now, you know, Kevin Samuels, all of that, but you know, Fresh and Fit and that. I'll tell you how it's not working. The highest form that you can protect and provide is through marriage. That's the highest. This is the highest level that a man in today's society can protect and provide so that you can show your masculinity. the highest form of masculinity is through marriage, through the marriage institution.
I disagree.
Because
I disagree as well. You can
hold on, let me finish.
Totally.
Let me finish my thought.
Go ahead.
The highest form that a man can provide and protect, because when a man doesn't get married, he provides for nothing. When a man doesn't get married, he protects for nothing. All he does is indulges in his own whatever that he's got going on, even if he's got a lot of money. That's what happens. So that's why I say the highest form that a man can protect and provide is through the marriage institution, by raising a family. That is it. And assuming that responsibility, because that comes with consequences if you do leave. Okay, so, and you're ready to pay the consequences regardless of what happened. But that is the highest form. And when I look at the statistics, I literally see, this is what I see. I see marriages declining, which means the feminization of men has worked, and men are not becoming more masculine, because guess what? They're not getting married either. So that means nuclear families are not being formed, which means they are not doing the work that they were put on earth for, which is to procreate, protect, and provide.
I lost my thought.
Can't really argue with that.
No, you base it. No, you can, because you can still protect and provide outside of a marriage.
Exactly. All you have to do is have children.
You just have to have children and be in a relationship, and be headstrong about what you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't necessarily need a marriage.
So
when men try to be masculine, they get killed like Kevin Samuels, and they get thrown in jail like Andrew Tate. When men try to rise and be masculine, so there's a bigger agenda happening, but it doesn't mean that the fact that men are trying to be masculine is still there. It's just being suppressed. It's just being suppressed.
No, I completely disagree.
That's the reality.
Because the thing is, if you said all you have to do is have children. Well, men have children today. And guess what? The children are becoming more feminine because they're not there. The woman is not the woman is not running the house according to his leadership. The woman is doing what she wants to do. So being headstrong really means nothing. For example, I know my children know that at the end they don't have to see me for like they don't see me the whole day, for example, right? They know when daddy comes home. They know that everything that mommy does is because daddy said this is right and this is wrong. And that's how daddy runs the home. That's it. Everything operates under my rule and under my guidance. Simple and plain. Me getting a few kids, yeah? Getting a few kids. Even though I'm rich and all of that, getting a few kids and all of that, that's not leadership. That's not real leadership. I'm not in the house. I'm not in charge of the house. That woman is not following my leadership. She's just there.
See, you can still be in the house. Why can't you be in the house?
Okay. Do you think right now
Simps in the house not leading, but adding to your point of men being exactly,
Yeah.
You could always add the other side. Adding to your point about men being headstrong is men having a strategy to an effective strategy to manage their situation, and you've got an effective strategy which is working, and there's other strategies out there which can work for men and their lifestyle. Is up to them to create it and execute it.
But my one has nothing to do with being headstrong. I don't want a woman that I have to force in line. I don't want a woman that I have to fight.
So
I don't
you
want a
made
woman.
some good choices.
No. This is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to. This idea of being headstrong is just. There's
lots of variables in play.
Because I'm aware of who I am, because of how I was raised, because of the moral foundation I come from. I was able to make the right choice in terms of picking the right woman. Now, for the most part, that works. Of course, is there exceptions to the rule? Absolutely, I completely agree. But for the most part, that's how it works. That's where my kind of lack of feminization came from. It came from the way my father was, the way he believed in, and what the examples that he showed, and so on and so forth. That's what led to me being the person I am and allowed me to make the choices that I made. Now, when I look at the results and I look at what's going on to today's society, I'm sorry to say, this is not proof that men are becoming more masculine. This is proof that men are becoming more feminine. And this is why I say they can't be reversed. Because until you have certain things in place, you will not get masculine men. What you will get is feminine men, and that's all you're getting today.
You are getting feminine men, and the fact that they put Andrew Tate in jail and they killed Kevin Samuels is proof that feminine men are making an attempt to become more masculine. And this goes against the main agenda that we talked about at the beginning.
No, hold on. Just before you get into, I'm not against feminine men making an attempt to become more masculine. Don't get my thing. What I'm saying is, it's almost an impossible task.
Isn't that
hold on. No, it's not that.
You're saying it can't happen.
I'm
saying it can
happen.
happen.
It's almost an impossible
Christian attitude again.
That's an what I'm saying is that's an impossible task in the sense of we have. There are things that needs to be in place. Now, can that man sort of become more? It's like, how do you do that? Do you understand? Because even if
by working on yourself,
but working on yourself. Okay, you got your money, right? Yeah, you're super strong. You got all the muscles you want. Okay,
and you start teaching others like Kevin Samuels, and
then what?
Fresh and fit.
Now you're led to you're built to protect and provide, right?
Yeah. Then
exactly.
You can even get married.
You can even get married if you want to, yeah? Okay. Do all these self-improvement guys tell you to get married?
No.
There you go.
Kevin Samuels did.
But then even
Kevin Samuels did. Yeah, that was real masculine advice, because he was saying, listen, take up your responsibility that you were put on earth for, which is to create, protect, and provide for a family. Not what Rollo Tomas is telling people. He's telling people the opposite. He's telling people, don't be masculine, don't be a masculine man, because if I'm not gonna serve my highest purpose, which is to protect and provide, and the only way you can do that is in a family, in a family context, bro. If I've got all the money right now, and I don't have a family, and I've worked on myself, and I've got all the money, and I've got all the muscles, and I'm not interested in creating a family, what do you think my outcome will be?
No, but
I'm just going to indulge and probably create the very same problems that creating the problems is saying.
That's not the point we're talking about. You're saying a feminine man can't become masculine. I'm saying a feminine man can become masculine through self-improvement and self-awareness.
Yeah, same
no,
here.
what I actually said was it's a huge task.
Yeah, it's a huge task, but it's
very difficult.
Just like everything else in life.
Yeah, but everything's a huge task.
If you grew up with no father, no mother, if you grew up without seeing that example, for example,
It's going to be harder.
It's going to be, thank you.
Okay,
it's going to be harder.
Yeah, it's going to be harder.
It's not possible.
Let me give you an example.
Let me just finish this point.
It's not impossible.
And you're right. And like, for example, what I'm saying is, it's like a human being develop these emotional attachments as he grows up. Do you understand? We are creatures of habits. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I was looking at what's being asked, it's like, the task. I'm looking at you're 20 years old, you're 25 years old, right? And you've become emotionally attached to all the things that make you feminine. Do you understand? It's like you're trying to unravel all of that. You're trying to
that exact reason. Do you know how many people how many lives Andrew Tate has affected, and why he was the most Googled man on the planet at some point.
He says that all the time.
Yeah, he says that all the time.
Brag about.
But
I would.
But can you doubt the number of people who maybe have grown up in single parent families and maybe have been feminized men?
Yes,
had actually listened to what he said and started to turn their life around.
Yes,
and written to him saying, my God, you saved my life. Even Fresh and Fit, oh my God, since I started listening to you, I've changed this, I've changed that. I think it's much easier than you think.
I'll tell you what it is. If those people wrote,
and one more thing, just the fact that they put him in jail for that.
Okay, if those people,
it means it must have been a massive impact.
Exactly.
If those people write
a threat,
if those people writing back saying, Andrew Tate, thank you, you helped me make money. You helped me become a stronger man. You helped me get my fitness up, and now I have a wife and kids, and I've got married. I'll be like, yes. Don't get me wrong. It helps someone that was the society treating him bad. He's
That's a
feeling
bigger problem, I
suicidal,
reckon.
and he helped, and he saved himself. He got a little bit of confidence.
We're not
and
talking
now-
about
yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
I know,
We're
but
not
what I'm
talking
saying
about
is that's
marriage.
the highest form of protection and provide. That's the highest masculine. That's your highest masculine purpose on earth.
I'm not talking about the highest form of masculine.
Don't get larger than protecting and providing.
I'm not talking about the highest form of masculinity.
Yeah, that
We're
is
just
it,
talking about a kind of feminine man become masculine, and I think they can, and it's easier than you think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, agree to disagree. It's cool.